Hi everybody, what's up? My name is Juan. I am Just One Reader and I am here for a very fun and exciting video. These are my 5-star predictions. This is an idea that came originally from Mercedes, from the channel Mercy's Bookish Musings, of course, and the idea is very simple yet really cool and original and really helpful because it makes you reflect on many different things as a reader. Basically, the idea is that you go through your TBR of books and you select the books that you think you're going to give 5 stars to, which is like the highest rating on Goodreads. So that's what I did, and this really made me reflect on why I give some books 5 stars. What makes me decide that a book is 5 stars and not 4 or 4.5, or even if you want to get really specific, 4.75 or this or that or another. And I think that in order for me to give 5 stars to a book, like a perfect rating, which is not something that I do a lot, the book has to dazzle me and amaze me and surprise me on many different levels. There are many different aspects of the book that need to really get me. It needs to be the writing, something about the characters, the setting, the plot, the themes. Yeah, the writing. The writing is really important. And also at the end of the day, there's the emotional response, which, and taste, and that's where subjectivity starts, that's where objectivity gives way to subjectivity. So that's kind of your emotional, very personal reaction that comes into play, and that's what makes me decide whether I should give a book 5 stars, if it really resonated with me, on top of excelling at everything else. So I have, I think, 6 books in this video to show you guys that I believe, for very different reasons, that I could end up giving 5 stars to, or if not 5 stars, at least something very high. So my first 5-star prediction is the Life Ship Traders trilogy by Robin Hobb. This is what I'm currently reading right now. It's book 1, Ship of Magic, and I am like 7 chapters in, which is barely something. I am enjoying this quite a lot. I think that the characters and the world and the story, everything is sort of being set up at the moment, and I think there's great potential for it. However, I do have a weird relationship with the writing style. I think the author just rambles on for way too long, and there's a part of me that really wishes that she would just get to the point. However, there's a lot of potential for this trilogy. My next 5-star prediction is a book that I have been meaning to get to for years, ever since high school, I think, and that is 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. This is a book that I should probably have read in high school or college, and I don't know why I never did. It was never part of the syllabus or anything. My excuse for not having read this book before is that the edition that was available in Spanish and that I had was awful. It was one of those really tacky, cheap-looking paperbacks, absolutely awful, and just, it looked cheap, and it really made me resist the book even more than I already did. But now I have no more excuses left, because this year this has been released. This is the 50th anniversary edition of 100 Years of Solitude, the original Spanish, of course. It is illustrated hardcover, naked hardcover, yes, illustrated by Luisa Rivera. And I'm gonna show you a bit of the illustrations and the cool features. First, the end papers, yes. Then here at the beginning of the book, we have the family tree, which I think is really necessary, because the other edition that I had of 100 Years of Solitude had no family tree whatsoever, and I think this is going to be really useful. And then the illustrations are absolutely gorgeous. Let me show you one. They're just beautiful. They're sort of watercolor. I don't know what this is, but they are 2 pages each. This one only has like 10 illustrations, but look at the illustrations. They are amazing, and they have like a cool feature. Let me show you the page. They have those holes punched in So they're like drops of water. Can you see that? This is kind of a weird position. So yeah, this is just a great illustrated edition of a book that I have been meaning to get to, and everything and everyone tells me that this is going to be a 5-star read for me. Next up, I have 2 short story collections, and you know me, when it comes to short story collections, I really like stuff like George Saunders, stuff that is really funny, but really dark and poignant and human. And I have no problem with stories being really weird and bizarre. I just love that kind of thing. So I have 2 short story collections, and one of them is The World to Come. This is by Jim Shepard, and the other one is St. Lucy's Home for Girls Raised by Wolves by Karen Russell. My next 5-star prediction is The Secret History by Donna Tartt, and I kind of cheated because I already read this book, kind of. And I say kind of because I read this book 2 or 3 years ago in Spanish, and I really loved it, but for some reason I just never really got the ending. Like I felt like I didn't read the ending for some reason, and I ended up giving it like 4 stars, and I really enjoyed it, but I always said to myself, man, you gotta read this again, but do it in English. Do it in English the way that it should be read. So I got it in English, and I want to read this in English this year, and I think I could give it now the 5 stars that back then I was not able to give it. And my last 5-star prediction for today is Fates and Furies by Lauren Groff. Lauren Groff is an author that I have read in short story format, and I adore her writing. I think she is incredibly talented. From what I've read, she just has a command of the English language that I really admire. This will be my first novel of hers that I read, and this is about a married couple, and we follow both of the characters and how they look at their marriage and how they look at life. And I think in this book, Lauren Groff explores the idea that you can never fully know someone, even if that someone is your lifelong companion. And I think that's something that is really true, actually, because you can never fully understand or get to the deepest depths of someone. Maybe I think this because I am a psychoanalyst and I am used to work with people and having people tell me their innermost fantasies, secrets, desires, and things that they would not trust other people except their analyst. So I just really strongly believe in this idea that even if you think you absolutely 100% know someone, you never do. So I think I could really love this book because of the themes, the concept, the premise, and the beautiful lyrical writing style that she has. So anyway, those were my 5-star predictions. I would love to know in the comments down below, what are your 5-star predictions? And maybe you can tell me just 1 or 2 books that you think you will end up really enjoying, and tell me a little bit of why you think that you would give that book such a high rating. I am Just One Reader. Thanks for watching.